My name is Joseph Fegenbush. I'm coming to you from Honeycomb Hill in a beautiful central part of Texas. Some of you DIYers out there always thought about getting a chainsaw, so we're going to do an unboxing of the Husqvarna 455 and give you a rundown of it and some tips. And I've learned a lot of things through trial and error, my trial and other people's error. So anyway, I hope to give you a little bit of information about it. And so let's get right into unboxing this thing and we'll see what we got. So let's get this thing out of the box. Not a whole lot of problem with it. Most of them come with your basic tools and owner's manual. This is your spark plug wrench and your bar tightening wrench. It comes standard with every one of these kits. Usually they come with a deal of mixing oil for your gas. We'll get into that in a little bit. And so let's go ahead and finish unboxing this thing. All right, that wasn't hard at all, was it? Most of these chainsaws come already assembled. Sometimes you have to assemble the bar and stuff, and we will get into that in just a little bit also. This is the way they come. This is the Farm Tough 455. It has your choke. Usually on Husqvarnas, they're a different color. They're blue. Your on-off switch is red. It's made so that you can hit it with your thumb and work it on one hand with the throttle. So you want to make sure that the bar is tight, and this one is just right. They come very sharp. You might want to wear gloves, but I've been doing this so long that my hands are tough, so not everybody's is. So they come with a gas port. This is where you put the gas in. There's no gas in it, and it shouldn't have any. Comes with the gas port. This is your bar oil tank. Gas tank, bar oil tank. Don't get them mixed up. Won't be pretty. So you got to fill these up before you get started, because it won't start without fuel, and you don't want to run your bar dry of oil. They all come with a standard brake in case you're cutting and it kicks back. It comes towards your face like that. It's made to break the chain so it doesn't move. That way it doesn't fly around off the bar and cut you in the face or hurt anybody or yourself. All right, that's basically how you unbox it, how you get ready to get started. You can use the same gas in a chainsaw as you do a weed eater or your trimmers if they're two-cycle engines. So you want to get a gas can that you can designate as a two-cycle gas can. And when you mix the gas, when you put your chain oil or your mix oil in the gas, it'll change color. So if you have any question whether your gas is for your chainsaw or for your lawnmower, then just look at the gas. It'll have a green tint to it or a blue tint. It'll be a different color than just a regular gas. I've already got a gallon of gas without any mix in it. So when you put gas in a can, if you're filling it up for the first time, it's probably a good idea to put the oil in there and then put the gas in, because it kind of mixes it as you're filling the tank. This is already full, however, so we'll just put it in there, and you can kind of see that blue tint to it. It's kind of neat. My favorite color is blue, by the way. So as a rule of thumb, every one of these are 2.6 fluid ounces. 2.6 fluid ounces to a gallon of gas will give you 51 ratio, which is fine to me. I've used it for about every two-cycle engine I have. You don't just want to put it in there. You want to kind of shake it up just a little bit. These new cans with the safety ends on them are really good for shaking up. when I was a kid, they didn't come with that, and they just get everywhere if you didn't do it right. So there are some good things about innovation. All right, so we got the gas mixed up, we got it shook up. Let's make sure that the bar is tight. I think it should come, yeah, it should come tight. And we can get into the adjustment later, just a little bit later. As you use this for the first time, if we've already checked the tension was good. You don't want it so tight that it doesn't come away from the bar, but you don't want it so loose that it flops off the bar. You can tell it's like a bicycle chain. You want it kind of good and snug. As you use the chainsaw, especially when it's new, the chain is going to stretch, and so we have to retighten the chain with the bar. So we'll get into that in this area of the saw is your tightening, tensioning screw. But right now it's fine. When you go to start it up for the first time, you put gas in it. We haven't got it in there, but you've got gas in it. You got your bar oil, and they come with a primer bulb right over the pull rope. There's a primer bulb. You hit that about 4 or 5 times. You can feel when it starts to pump the fuel in there, and you can feel when it gets a little tight. That's enough. You want to pull the choke. When you pull the choke on this, it automatically turns this on, and you want to set it down on the ground. For those of you who aren't real comfortable with them yet, you put it on the ground. You can put your foot right here. You put your foot right there, and then you pull the rope. It should start. You don't need to give it gas. Just let it start. If it starts and it starts to run a little bit, then you push in the choke, and it should run just fine. We'll start it here in a minute and let you hear that. It's going to be loud, but you'll get the gist of that. So for a first startup, it's fairly easy. It comes together. Everything is good to go. We don't have to worry about putting the bar on and tensioning that. We'll get into that later as far as if the chain falls off, because it has happened. It's happened to me plenty of times. If the chain falls off, then you got to put it back on. You got to make sure different things. So right now we're just going to start this thing up. So you lay it on its side. And like I said, I did a lot of this by trial and error. If you fill it up, it seems like it's taking a little bit of time to fill up, but once it gets to the top, boy, it fills up and it just runs everywhere. So you got to kind of watch how it's coming to the top. Your bar oil is the same way. I've made a mess on the front of my chainsaw just by just filling it up, and all of a sudden it just overflows. So hopefully that won't happen this time. If it does, feel free to laugh. I probably will too. So yeah, let's put the bar oil in. The bar oil is gravity fed onto the bar, and so when you finish, I'm going to throw that away. When you finish using your saw and you put it in its box, there's going to be oil leak out on the bottom because it comes off the bar. It's a gravity fed, and so it's an automatic feed. And so it's normal when you open the box up for the second time and you say, oh my God, there's oil everywhere. That's normal. You can wipe it up. I usually put a rag down in mine to sop it up, and then change that rag out or whatever. But it's going to leak into your carrying box. So don't be alarmed when it does that. It's normal. So I'm going to fill this up and hopefully not make a mess. Like I said, it seems to take a long time. Once it gets to the top, it's there. So I have learned to stop in time. But then you want to make sure that your lids are on, your cap is on, but you don't have to put the bear to it. They have O-rings in there, and so just snug, but not over tightening, not overpowering, because it's just plastic. So, you know what happens to plastic if you get too much bear on it. All right, let's put some gas in here. Take it easy. Watch it coming up. Good enough. I did that like I knew what I was doing. Alright. And you replace the cap on that. Now, it is fueled up, oiled up, ready to go. Now, like I said, it has this primer pump right here. So you hit that, you can hear it kind of pumping, and then you can feel it when it picks up the gas. Right there, it picked up the gas. About 4 more pumps after that, and it's ready to go. And you pull the choke, it turns this on. Now you should be able just to pull this rope. I'm not going to get on the ground because I'll be behind the table, but I've started plenty of these. So let's start it up and see if it's going to start. Is it going to start the first pull, second pull? Write in the comments and let me know. Not the first pull, not the second one. Oh, third one maybe? Now it should run. That's how you start it out. Start it up. When you want to turn it off, red button right here, that just shuts it right back off. And now, since it started, when I'm cutting around or whatever, I don't have to choke it every time. Now I should just be able to pull this run button up, start. All right. That's it for unboxing the chainsaw and getting the oil and the gas in it, mixing the gas right, getting it ready to go, learning how to do that choke, and it should start fine. We'll get into cleaning them later and the maintenance of them and things like that, but for now, you just bought the chainsaw, you unbox it, you're ready to go. Be careful. It is a machine, and that chain is very sharp, and it likes to eat wood and anything else that gets in its way, so be careful. That being said, you need a good pair of gloves, and to me, different places sell them. I don't know if I can tell people what stores to go to or whatever, but anyway, a pair of gloves to me is like a cowboy hat. You know when the right one fits. You want some where your fingers aren't an inch inside the glove tips. You want them to fit snugly and close so that you can feel your work. But yet, when you're messing with wood, and especially the cedar that we have in Texas, it's a lot of spines and a lot of splinters, and so you want a good pair of gloves that fit well. You don't want baggy, saggy gloves, because when you're working around a meat-eating bar, you don't need your fingers getting stuck anywhere around this thing. You want to be able to use it. Good pair of safety glasses. That's one of the trial and error things that I have went through is sometimes I get so busy at the ranch here that I grab my saw, I head out, and as soon as I'm starting to cut over my head, I regret not having my safety glasses on. So I have to go all the way back to the truck and get my safety glasses so that the sawdust does not get in your eye, because it likes to fly while you're cutting. They recommend ear protection, and my ears ring all the time, so I don't usually use these probably as much as I would, but I suggest using ear protection. They also make apparatuses that are hard hat, because there's times you're cutting over your head. It'd be a good thing to have. Shield so that the sawdust doesn't get in your face, and it comes with ear protection already attached to it, so that's kind of cool. But being out at the ranch, I like to hear what's going on around me. So anyway, good pair of gloves, definitely safety glasses and gloves, and ear protection if you really want to use them or need to use them. I suggest it, but anyway. All right, so that is unboxing a Husqvarna 455 101.